Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Tony coming from the DMV area. That's DC, Maryland, Virginia, for those that don't know. If you're new to this channel, definitely check out my other videos. Share the videos. Please subscribe if you find the content very informative. If you're coming back to the channel, then I appreciate you coming back and showing that love. Definitely share the video, like the video. Definitely gives my page a boost up, especially since it's new. So I'm not going to spend too much time today. I wanted to talk about another chapter in Kingsley's book, Magalu. He's one of the presidential candidates that's running for Nigeria's presidency, and his book has a lot of information that describes like the state of Nigeria, different areas of it, options to correct a lot of the problems. And I mean, it gives good insight in what's going on in Nigeria, and especially helpful to myself and I'm sure other Nigerians in the diaspora that are not fully aware of how deep these problems go. So the specific chapter that he wrote about was called The Worldview State, and basically just talks about what a worldview vision is, what it means, and basically it's just, okay, what is your purpose? So if it's for individuals, like what are you trying to do in this world? Like, where do you see yourself fitting in? Why are you here? What is your mission? So countries can have that as well, as far as being, okay, do you want to be the greatest in this? Like China right now, it's the greatest in human productivity as far as like manufacturing. The U.S. is their army, and you got Germany with their engineering. They're good at that, and Japan with their technology. Like, so all these countries have something specific that defines them. And what Kingsley was trying to bring to light is, okay, what is Nigeria's worldview? What do we see ourselves as? What are we trying to do? So I'll just start. He mentioned 3 reasons why we need to have a worldview, and the issues that come from not having one. So I'm just going to read each of the 3, and I'll give my own commentary as I go along. So the first reason is that we are not truly a united country. Without unity and a common sense of purpose, we as Nigerians cannot achieve much as a country and make real progress. When a country is not organized and motivated by a worldview, small views reign. In our case, these small views, which in reality are very narrow worldviews, are ethnic and religious irredentism, intolerance, and corruption. Ethnic groups such as the Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, Igbo, Ija, or Tiv, for example, have become the most important identifiers for us. We are losing all sense of primacy or the importance of Nigerianness. We retreat into our primordial cocoons of nativity as opposed to identification with modern statehood. When we travel overseas and identify ourselves as coming from Nigeria, we are often met with a typical response: are you Igbo? Are you Yoruba? Are you Hausa? I did a video on a brief history of Nigeria and what I didn't know, what wasn't taught to me, and it kind of explains the creation of Nigeria. And I now have a better understanding of why we're so tribalistic. And I mean, I can't really blame it. I kind of agree with why we think the way we think, because in actuality, we're not really Nigerians. We was called that by our colonial masters. Our ancestors did not come up with that term. We were all different kingdoms, and we so happened to be in the same region. Then the British came, colonized us, called us Nigeria, and they made one sector of this new land leader and puppet leadership, I guess you can call it, and just all the issues you see now. I don't see anything really wrong with being tribalistic. Of course, it's a problem when you start having violence amongst each other, and just when it comes to resources being distributed, it's just not fair. My own personal opinion, I think the Nigerian constitution needs to be reformed in a way that you just break up along lines of where the majority of a certain tribes are more cohesive, and let them rule themselves, let them govern themselves so they can take care of their own resources and distribute it according to their people. But I'll go on to the second reason. So we also need a Nigerian national worldview to help us achieve our potential. That potential which springs from our being a dynamic, vibrant, and hardworking people full of a world-class talent has been much talked about, but has remained a mirage. Yes, we are the country of potential, but potential is not a strategy. So was Haiti 2 centuries ago. After 57 years of independence, it is time we moved from potential greatness while wallowing in real poverty to actual greatness, which makes our poverty mostly history. A worldview will give us the motivation and the tools to shape and meet our national goals, because it is the only thing that can drive progress that is genuine, one that can measure and sustain. This is because value systems that define a country and a knowledge system that equips a nation's citizens to acquire, interrogate, and validate knowledge and strategy to attain collective goals are all part of any coherent worldview. Worldviews automatically lead to a set of values and organizing principles for societies that have these solid philosophical foundations. So we all heard so many times Nigeria has so much promise, it has so much potential, but we never seem to actualize it. I feel Nigeria to be in that position where other African nations, if they need loans, if they need just investment, they should be looking at us and say, okay, I need some money. Can you help me out? And we're like, all right, we'll do this this loan for you, more favorable than the outsiders. Of course we're gonna make our money off of it, but it's more fair than just them going to China and dealing with that economic trap. The issue that's happened to Zimbabwe right now. They are going bankrupt and they're asking everyone for money. They're asking the Chinese for money. They're asking now British. They was trying to be a part of their group of trade partners, and they got turned down. And I just look at it as it's a damn shame. Like, they even went to the African Union, and I think they just requested like $1 billion, and the African Union couldn't do it. They went to South Africa. South Africa couldn't lend $1 billion, I believe. And it's just a shame that we got people like Dangote and others in Nigeria, and it's just like, damn, like these other countries can't loan $1 billion. But I just feel like we should take that role of being where our potential is to set us at, and really look out for our brothers and sisters so we can it makes us stronger, because everyone else is against us. Everyone else doesn't want us to succeed. The West especially have their hand in causing the continual chaos that's happening in Africa. We all know about sham governments and puppet leaders. The West's hands aren't clean in this. But besides that fact, we just need to have some type of cohesion amongst all of us nations. And Nigeria, I mean, we got especially us in the diaspora, we got to have a responsibility of really doing something to empower the people there. So the third one is thoroughly having a worldview matters for Nigeria, because it will enable us to assess from a comparative and competitive standpoint the distance between us and other more successful countries. That assessment should mostly be from the perspective of technological achievement and economic productivity, but also should include values. Thus, for example, a solid worldview can drive us to catch up with and possibly overtake countries that, at our independence from colonial rule in 1960, had less economical or technological prospects than Nigeria, but today are advanced industrial economies, or at least emerging markets, while we have remained a poor frontier market economy. Countries such as Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and even South Korea fall into this bracket. Nigeria also needs to become a worldview state so that our statecraft, our economic management, global diplomacy, and security and intelligence services can actually advance the real interests of our people, the nearly 200 million Nigerians, rather than those of foreign countries. These are countries whose worldviews are driving their own activities and advancing their own national interest. And that's a big thing. It's once again, it doesn't make you powerful when you're looking at other people to support you. Really, it's just charity, and charity is not sustainable. Charity does not give you power. You're always going to be in a position of a beggar when you're always looking for charity. We don't need aid. We need investment. And, you know, once again, it takes us in the diaspora to really bring these ideas, bring our experience that we learned over to Nigeria so we can build up Nigeria and really be truly proud of what's going on in our host country. So if things get tough from living in the U.S., you already know about, you know, the racism going here, social issues in Britain, Brexit and all that's going on. Of course, China, what's happening to our people. You know, if we can have a home state where we can go and enjoy a good quality of life, then we should fight as hard as we can to achieve it. So that's all I have for today. I just want to quickly read this book, and once again, Kingsley Moghalu. Definitely check out this book. Read for yourself. Very informative. A lot of topics that he talks about. Especially for Nigerians in the diaspora that don't know that much about Nigeria, is very helpful for me. And I was actually able to meet him, and he signed my book. So, stay tuned for other videos, and I'll catch you all next time.